Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.
Hello, I'm Lori Steiner. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, we'll prescribe prevention protocols to keep you healthy and happy. We'll share ways to make your third act your best act ever. Then, where are they now? We'll check in on a couple who each had a mouth makeover years ago. Are they still smiling? Plus, not ready to retire? We'll offer opportunities for reimagining your employment. And even if you are single, you still need an estate plan. We'll help you navigate what's necessary.
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. We know how it works at Halloween. Kids trick-or-treat to get something sweet to eat. But for some, a tasty treat can turn into a tragedy if an item interferes with a child's allergy. Dr. Kumar Swamy is here to tell us about a unique program to keep kids with food allergies safe this Halloween season. Dr. Swamy is an allergist and immunologist with Metro Health, so welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Before we talk about this new program, educate us a little bit about food allergies. How bad can it get?
Well, it could be a matter of life and death. It can be a serious issue. Even trace amounts of allergic food can cause severe allergic reactions.
So what does somebody do? Like if a kid knows they have an allergy, especially at Halloween time?
First of all, any child who has food allergy, it is drilled into their, from a very small age, like a 1-year-old, the mother keeps saying, you're allergic to this, you're allergic to this, so they're drilled to this, they know. And they also know that they cannot put anything in their mouth unless the parent approves that it is safe. And they always have to carry the EpiPen, which is an emergency epinephrine injection device. So basically avoid the food, anything suspicious, don't eat unless your parent
Right.
approves it.
So what are the most common food allergies?
The most common food allergies are the cow's milk, egg, tree nuts, peanut. Those are more common. And then there is also the fish and shellfish, which is a bigger problem, more in the teenage and adults. Yes.
And so why is candy a problem, even if it has no nuts or whatever they might be allergic to?
Well, there are nuts. And there are nuts, it may say it has nuts, or it may not say. There may be traces of nuts. But some children who are allergic to nuts may also be allergic to other things like eggs or cow's milk. So if one or the other could be present. So we just say, especially with the Halloween candies, you don't know what's in there. You read the label, but then there may be cross-contamination in the bag.
Or in the place where they manufacture the candy. If they do other candies with peanuts or something, it can sneak in there, can it?
Yeah, absolutely. You are absolutely correct. Yeah, that's why they sometimes put it on the label. If there is anything like that, we tell the parents to not feed such food items. And again, always they need to carry the emergency epinephrine and carry the medical alert. It's like a
so people
ID,
know.
Yes, what you are allergic to. And best thing is don't go and eat in this trick and treat.
Does that mean though those kind of kids have to sit out for Halloween?
Not necessarily. Maybe there is that's why we thought we'll talk about this new program.
Yeah, what is that?
The Food Allergy Network, there's a national support group. Now they are called Food Allergy Research Education. So they started a program last year called Teal Pumpkin Project. So basically what it says is that the parents are requested to paint a pumpkin teal color and put it outside their door so that when the kids come for Halloween, they know it says that if you have food allergy, nut allergy, milk, whatever, we have a different treat for you.
Okay, what kind of treats can you hand out?
I mean, you can have, like stickers, balloons. There is a whole list of them in the food allergy.
We're showing it on the air now. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And bubbles, mini sinkies.
Stickers, all those things that kids just love.
Yeah, something funny, something interesting, something different that will, you know, make them enjoy that. They also, another thing is, of course, these are the gifts we like them to give it, hand it to the kids. But at home, the parents should have special treats for their kids. So just like the other kids enjoy the candy treats when they go home, the parents should have special treat for their own kids at home, which is safe, and they enjoy and give plenty of it. So they also celebrate the Halloween just like that.
So those are great tips. Grandparents want their grandchildren to have fun and be safe. The Teal Pumpkin Project helps make that happen at Halloween. To learn more about it, or to learn more about food allergies, use the information that's coming up next. My thanks to Dr. Swamy for treating us with his presence today.
Thanks.
To learn more, call Metro Health at 216-778-7800 or visit their website, www.metrohealth.org. Next, Your Life Reimagined. But first, when Dwight D. Eisenhower was sworn in as president, 27 million Americans watched this historic event. However, 44 million tuned their TV to another option. Can you name the iconic series that stole the show from Ike? We'll be back after this short break with the answer. And here's a hint, you're going to love it.
Hilltop Village Apartments is retirement living at its best. Residents enjoy a wide variety of activities and living services with all large first-floor apartments, private screened-in patios with beautiful park views, daily dining room meals, free laundry facilities, 24-hour staff, and so much more. Enjoy safe, comfortable independence at a very affordable price. Call today for a tour and learn how you can get your first month's rent free. Hilltop Village Apartments, retirement living at its best.
The TV show that kept many voting viewers from changing the channel to watch Eisenhower's official inauguration was a supremely popular program. So, while folks may have liked Ike, that night many more chose to I Love Lucy.
What do you want to do with your life? You may have asked yourself that question when you graduated from high school or needed to pick a major in college. Well, according to AARP, now is a good time to ask that question again because you're ready to take center stage as you enter your Act 3 of life. Linda Fegler is here to help. Linda is a volunteer with AARP Ohio and a group facilitator for their Life Reimagined program. So what is Life Reimagined?
Well, Life Reimagined is a program offered by AARP. Life Reimagined recognizes that many people in their 50s and 60s and beyond are ready for a new chapter in their life. Perhaps they're suddenly single. Perhaps they have been caregivers and that phase of their life is over with. Perhaps they are now empty nesters. And Life Reimagined helps you figure out what is next in your life and makes that happen.
That sounds like a big order.
It is indeed, because every single person has a different Life Reimagined idea, and it's as individual as you and I are.
Okay, so it's trying something new. So
exactly.
You said you have tools and ways to get us to reimagine our life. So how do we get to these tools?
Absolutely. Well, there's a couple ways to do it. Life Reimagined is featured on the AARP website. You can go to that and start looking at it and figuring it out. They offer tips for getting you kind of in the groove of what you want to do. Some people might want to go back to school and learn something new. Some people might want to find a new job. Some people might want to pursue a new hobby or find a new passion. And some people aren't sure. They're just looking for a new purpose. And Life Reimagined, the website, will give you prompts to kind of think about your life. And there's also, for people who'd rather do it in a group setting, we have actual Life Reimagined workshops.
Okay.
And we're going to be having one November 21st in Westlake. That's our kickoff workshop. And it will be in a group setting where you can explore these ideas.
Okay, so maybe even bounce things off of other people that way.
Absolutely.
Do you have any examples of what people have done when they've reimagined their life?
Well, there's been a woman, for instance, who loved to bake. She opened her own bakery. One example also is the fact a woman lived in a small town. She moved to New York City. So anything is possible, but they all don't have to be big moves. You take it one step at a time, and Life Reimagined is not something that happens in 5 minutes. You really think about it, which makes it that more precious to you.
And you have connections for people who want to volunteer?
We do. There are some people that want to volunteer. They're retired and they love what they do and they want to continue that. So AARP can steer them, and Life Reimagined can steer them in the right direction to finding those people that can help them get to that step.
Excellent. So how much does this program cost?
It is free.
Free?
Yes, it is free.
That's so great.
You know, you don't have to be a member to be a member of AARP to do it, but you really should be, because it's a great social advocacy organization. There's my plug. But it's free to members and non-members. Anyone can go on that site, the AARP site, and start this process.
That sounds excellent. I mean, I joined AARP as soon as I turned age 50.
Well,
my husband won't admit it.
They start sending you the literature. It's
a
moment. That's a Life Reimagined too when you get to that. But you know, the thing is, the fact that we are not, I've covered senior citizens, I don't call them that anymore. Now that I'm of legal AARP age, we're seasoned citizens.
Excellent.
And we're basically, there's a lot of fire left in the furnace. We're not done yet. You know, the Woodstock generation who danced in the mud are in their 70s. So we're not the Victorian grandparents. We are still ready for challenges, and we still can contribute to society.
And that's great. Want a life that reflects who you really are? Well then, what are you waiting for? The tools and tips are right at your fingertips thanks to AARP's Life Reimagined program. And there's no need to imagine how to tap into it. Just use the information that's coming up next. My thanks to Linda Fegler for joining us today.
Thank you.
For more information, call AARP at 866-389-5653 or log on to states.aarp.org/region/Ohio. Next, big day, big smiles. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Widowed, divorced, never married? There are some estate planning essentials that are specifically significant for singles. Learn about them and more at free seminars presented by the law firm of Solomon, Steiner & Peck. The seminar will be presented November 2nd at 7 p.m. at the Holiday Inn in Rockside, and again November 4th at 2 p.m. at the Middleburg Heights Community Center. To reserve your seat, call 1-888-236-5173.
It's been more than a couple of years since a certain couple has undergone makeovers that brought smiles to their faces. Have their makeovers made good on lasting a long time? Don Kolaha is here to tell the truth about their teeth, along with dentist Steve Marsh, who created their timeless smiles. So thanks for being on the air here. Now, I understand, Don, your wife Nancy opted to have you talk about her makeovers as well. So
Sure.
She went through it first, so tell me a little bit about what led up to that.
Well, we've been watching Golden Opportunities for a number of years, and Dr. Marsh's segments have been always very impressive to us. Nancy had noticed some changes in her teeth, and they were getting a little darker and a little translucent. And she was concerned about it and thought that it would be appropriate to call Dr. Marsh and set up an appointment to see what could be done.
Okay, so Steve, what did you do with Nancy's situation?
Well, you know, it's funny, we have some pictures that show Nancy's situation, and oftentimes the wife comes in first, she's sort of the guinea pig, and then brings the husband along, not uncommon. So what happened, Don talked about Nancy's teeth getting translucent. Nancy had actually been very good about her hygiene and was actually over-vigorous in her brushing.
Oh dear.
She used a toothpaste, this goes back 15, 20 years, it was very abrasive. Today we've gotten rid of most of the abrasivity of those toothpastes. So she almost prepared her teeth for porcelain veneers. And you almost hear sometimes about non-prep veneers. And that's pretty much what we did, because she had literally taken off the layer of the enamel. You can see the darkness. There's Nancy. When I first asked her to smile, that was a very hesitant smile. And then Nancy's personality, I think, came out even more. She's a wonderful person. But with that smile, she said she felt much more confident. And
so
that led
did you see a change in Nancy?
It's dramatic. It was absolutely dramatic, and she's got her smile back. And when I first met Nancy, one of the things that struck me was that she had such a beautiful smile. And you know, over the years, you know, when that translucency occurred, it didn't bother me, but I know it bothered her a little bit, and it was the right thing to do to see Dr. Marsh, to have it looked at.
And then she dragged you along too, huh?
Well, I had a lot of dental work over the years, over many years, and my teeth were nowhere near as nice as Nancy's. I had metal, I had crowns and caps, and some of the metal was showing, and the color matching wasn't quite right, and they looked old and not natural. So
Steve helped you out on that too,
he
so
did, yeah.
what did you do?
Well, first we wanted to sit down and go over, as Don said, he had had a lot of work, and as many of the viewers have had over the years, the things have broken down, things have changed, maybe needed crowns, that sort of thing, and we talked about porcelain and metal and that sort of thing. This is how Don came into me, and we just mentioned that. So you can see on the inside, this is looking up, and this is what the dentist view is of the upper teeth. And you can see the metal, and he had crown work, as he said. It was very bulky, because that's how it used to be. There was a layer of metal and porcelain on top. We literally took those off. We wanted to build it out. And today, Lori, as we've talked about before, we can do it in all porcelain. There was his upper, now is his lower. You can see, again, porcelain on metal crowns. Those were replaced in the back. In the front, we were able to do porcelain veneers. We got everything lined up because we also wanted to make sure his bite was correct. There's Don before, sort of that old smile, and there's the new Don with his new teeth. And they're a wonderful couple. They've also become very health conscious, and I think the dental makeover was part of them getting healthy again.
We have just a couple seconds. Maintenance.
Maintenance. So, a couple things. One is for both Don and Nancy. We made an occlusal guard. This is a night guard. Don had told me that he ground his teeth at night. He's got some reflux, that sort of thing. This helps with that. And then Don comes in every 4 months religiously because we want to make sure it's been maintained. It's been about 10 years. And Don, can you take 1 second to tell her about your routine?
Yeah, on a daily basis, it's pretty straightforward and it's pretty easy. It doesn't take long. But in addition to flossing a couple times a day and using these gum picks to clean between the teeth, I use a sonic toothbrush, which is just a wonderful device, and it's just so much easier. It reminds you to brush for 2 minutes, which I like because the old manual brushes, you'd have to kind of keep going and you didn't know when to stop. I use a good quality toothpaste, and I floss, as I mentioned, daily. A couple times a day. I use a mouth rinse.
But it takes them a couple minutes. But again, it's like everything, whether it's your house or your teeth, you need to maintain it. And he's kept it going all these years.
It doesn't take long, and it's worth the effort.
Good. A makeover can make a big difference, not only in how you look, but in how you feel. To make the look and feeling last, do what the Kula House have done. Keep monitoring your maintenance. If you want your own makeover, give Steve a call. The number's next.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, an employment encore. It's time to get up and go, an exercise segment on golden opportunities.
Hello everybody, it's Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and we're here today to show you how to do a oblique twist, which is going to help us with our obliques, more importantly that love handle area. You ready to go?
I got to get rid of these little
All right, we can do it. Here we go. We're going to start seated. We want our legs bent at about a 45-degree angle and your feet flat on the floor as much as they can be. Make sure we maintain good posture. We're simply going to overlap our hands here, and we're going to try to touch the ground to the left, and then we're going to bring them across and try to touch the ground to the right, okay? We're looking for 12 to 15 repetitions on this one. And remember, the movement's actually going to be in the core, in the trunk, and not in the shoulders. How you feeling?
Oh, I can feel those love handles leaving now.
All right, real quick, you can add a little bit of resistance on this one to make it a little more challenging. Just go ahead, grab your weights at home, and perform the exact same exercise with the exact same movement. All right, 12 to 15, 2 to 3 sets. And now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 6105 Parkland Boulevard, Suite 140, Mayfield Heights, Ohio, 44124.
In an earlier segment, we talked about using your third act to become who you are truly meant to be at this stage of life. But we also need to be able to afford it. Tim Leibarger is here with resources right in our area to make life 50 plus the best it can be. Tim is the board chair for Encore Northeast Ohio. So first of all, Encore NEO, what is that?
Well, Encore NEO is an organization that we formed. It's a nonprofit, and we formed it to consolidate the available resources out there to support people in that transition. The primary dilemma today is that people live for a longer time. We have that great dividend. But it can also be a catastrophe if we don't find a way to support ourselves for those extra years.
So people are being laid off at earlier and earlier ages, so it's kind of helping those people being able to fund the rest of their lives. Is that it?
Exactly. You know, we're living longer, but a lot of organizations are laying people off at an earlier age. 65 is an aspiration, but so many people get laid off before that now. And a lot of people just are looking for a change, so they leave their organizations earlier.
Okay, so how can Encore NEO help?
Well, again, what we've done, we recognize that there were a lot of resources out there, but they were very scattered, and they didn't necessarily focus on the age 50 and over demographic. So we determined, as a group, decided that we would pull together a way for people to access those resources in a very easy way.
You've got 3 focuses, correct?
Correct. The first is community. We want to break the isolation. The natural tendency in going through these kinds of changes is to isolate. We wanted to offer people groups to join so that they can break that isolation.
Okay. Second?
Well, the second thing really is around a dedication to reality. So many times we've run into people who sit at home and they spend their days online applying for jobs, many hours filling out applications, and they don't go anywhere. It's a tough transition to make. And as a part of the community, we can help people manage the difficult parts of it.
Okay, and you're talking about sending out resumes and nothing happening. That's traditional. You help with maybe some non-traditional approaches as well?
Correct, and it really is. It goes back to the community and helping people look at non-traditional ways to approach the job market. For instance, finding a volunteer position that allows people to experiment with a field before they transition into it, and the volunteerism might turn into a job opportunity. The other thing is looking at part-time work, possibly even starting your own business or freelancing.
Okay, so you've talked about 2 of the focuses. What's the third?
Well, the third one really relates to what we call character and integrity. At this point in our lives, we can be very vulnerable. We can let go of the things that are most important for us just to get the job as a source of income. And also, just in terms of maintaining our confidence as we do go out there and confront these challenges, it's important we stay true to our purpose, that we really identify the standards that we want to live our lives by for the remaining years, and to manage the difficult challenges when they come up with integrity, that we're doing the right thing. And we really need other people's feedback to help us do that in these difficult interactions that we have.
So it's money, it's focus, it's really doing the right thing for yourself.
It really is, and it's so easy to get resentful, you know, carry resentment against the world, blaming other people. And the reality is that, you know what, it is what it is. And we focus on what the important things are to do today and to do them the right way.
Excellent. So after childhood and much of our working years, many of us will have an Act 3. If your Encore includes the need for extended employment and economic education, contact Encore NEO. The information is coming up next.
To find out more, call Encore NEO at 440-533-1002 or click to www.encoreneo.org. Next, estate planning for the single set.
Here at Metro Health, you know you matter when it matters most. Here, we are the city's best at preparing for the world's worst. Here, we are the only verified burn center in Ohio for adults and children. Here, you'll find exceptional clinicians with extraordinary hearts. So the work we do here at Metro Health makes an impact here, out here, and right here. Metro Health, we're here for you, for all of you.
When we think about estate planning, we're often deluged with pictures of a husband and a wife surrounded by their children. But the truth is that often it is the single people, unmarried couples, who need estate planning even more. Here to talk about a few of the issues confronting singles and unmarried couples is my law partner, Mike Solomon.
Hi, Laura.
Hey, Mike. So you put together for us a list of the top 5 documents for singles and unmarried couples to consider. We're going to go through a few today, and then in a couple of weeks we'll be back to talk about some more, because we really want to let everybody know. So what's the first thing?
Well, remember, each person's situation is specific and it's individualized. So this list is meant to give you a starting point. It's not to say this is what everybody needs. So that's number 1.
Okay, so we understand that. Start with the first document on your list then.
Well, number 1 is a healthcare power of attorney. And this is a document you're giving someone the right to make medical decisions for you. It's not, by the way, just pulling the plug. It's medical decisions for you. So if you don't have that document, let's say a widow, for example, goes in the hospital, can't make her own health care decisions. Who's going to make that decision for her? And if she doesn't have that document, then we're going to have a guardianship appointed. Guardianship's appointed. It's a very cumbersome process. With a healthcare power of attorney, you can avoid that.
Okay, well, you said widows, but what about an unmarried couple? If they live together, can't they just make each other's decisions?
Well, no, absolutely not. Just because you're living together doesn't mean you have the right to make the other's decision. By the way, that applies also for a husband and wife. Just because they're married doesn't mean each can make the decision for the other. But what's even more important with a couple, unmarried couple living together, is that if they don't have a healthcare power of attorney, then they're going to have to get a guardianship. And just because you've been living together doesn't mean you're going to be appointed guardian. It's going to look for the next closest relative. May not be what you want at all. So having healthcare power of a decision, you've decided who's going to handle your decisions for you.
Okay, we talked about widows, unmarried couples. How about singles? Just plain single? Same
sort of thing. I mean, if you're single and you've never been married and have no children, who's going to make your medical decisions for you? So again, you want to have a document, lay out who's going to make that decision.
Okay, and quickly, the second document.
Financial power of attorney. Very important. Who's going to handle your finances for you? For example, a married couple, a couple living together, unmarried couple, just because they've been living together, maybe even have a joint account, doesn't mean they can handle each other's finances. If one of the couples becomes incapacitated and they need money to pay their bills, and let's say they have an IRA, the person they've been living with doesn't have any rights to those documents. So you need a power of attorney so they can handle your financial affairs for you and pay your bills.
These are really very important. A life partner who doesn't have a power of attorney doesn't automatically become guardian if you become incapacitated. These documents are important for singles and unmarried couples, everybody actually. Mike is going to join us again on November 15th to finish the list so we don't rush through it today. But in the meantime, if you want more information, plan to attend one of our free seminars we're holding on this topic. There's one on Monday, November 2nd, Tuesday, November 3rd, and Wednesday, November 4th. We have the information up there on the screen. So if you want to come and get more information, use the information that's coming up next to call and reserve your seat.
Call Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.
Thanks for joining us. On next week's show, we'll have lots more medical, legal, financial information for you to share. But until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
If you'd like to join our kitchen conversation, visit our website, www.goldenopportunities.tv. Like us on Facebook. Call us at 440-742-GO-TV or email us at kitchen@goldenopportunities.tv. We'd love to hear from you.
Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.